Welcome back to Poetry and Police. Before I even start, first of all, my name is Evan Blake. My name is Evan Blake, former Detective Corporal of Police, the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A very experienced detective when it comes to investigation and arresting people, and I have been involved in a whole lot of fatal shootings where some people have been killed. Yes, we're not proud of it. We're never proud to kill people. Before I go any further, I must say, guess what? To my viewers, my subscribers, my friends, my enemies, from members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force in general, good police. Because when me talk for good police of Jamaica, I am talking to the good police of Jamaica, not the corrupted ones who believe in just putting money in their pockets, lining their pockets with money, don't care about the people of Jamaica, and don't care about other members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Before I go any further still, I want to big up, a whole lot of big up and respect for all the police officers out there in Jamaica right now who are risking their lives to make Jamaica a better place, who are risking their lives, for making Jamaica a better place, for risking their lives for the people of Jamaica, and who stand behind the laws of Jamaica as relates to crime and violence, because we know that organized crime is one of the biggest things in Jamaica right now. Organized crime is taking over Jamaica, and we have not had any positive inputs from any politician whatsoever as it relates to crime and violence in Jamaica. It's like they don't even care. But before I say anything else, I must say to you, listen, whenever I come on this channel and I talk, I deal with facts mostly, or I put my opinion out there. It is my opinion based off my experience that I put out there. And I'm not here to tell you, the people of Jamaica, or my subscribers or fellow police officers, I'm not here to tell any lies. I'm not here to talk about hearsay. I'm not here to mislead anybody in whatever I am saying to you, my subscribers, or the people of Jamaica, right? So big up to all the police officers out there who are fighting a good fight right about now, who are on operation right now, who are about to go on operation right now. Say a prayer and ensure that every time you go on the street and every time you're going to carry out an operation, that you're within the ambits of the law. Respect every citizen in Jamaica. It doesn't care how small their pocket is or how big their pocket is. Treat everybody in Jamaica the same way, with the same respect. If you're going to search a man's place, make sure you have a warrant. You don't care who is or where he lives. Have respect for the people of Jamaica. All citizens of Jamaica should be treated the same way when you're a police officer. You have taken an oath for the people of Jamaica, to serve the people of Jamaica. And this service does not require for you to deal with people based off their status as a citizen in Jamaica. So let's go into the meat of the matter right now. So I have just saw a clipping from one of the newspapers on the internet. I'm looking at it right now. We're saying that Dr. Chang is telling the police, shoot to kill. And there's a guy by the name of Robert Morgan who's saying that he stands behind the minister in this. And right away, soon as the minister is saying shoot to kill, the Indecom is shooting him to kill him right away. Literally, figuratively, not literally, figuratively. So Dr. Chang has just put himself in the crosshairs of the many human rights groups in Jamaica. And I think his enemy number one now is the Indecom department, who has over the years changed police fatal shooting to murders. They're not saying police fatal shootings anymore. They're saying police murders. I don't know how the Indecom or the human rights groups in Jamaica came to such a conclusion to call it police murders and not police fatal shootings. Because they are saying it is murder before an investigation is even carried out to prove that the policemen were acting within the ambits of the law when a person come to their death. That's what I'm saying. But Dr. Chang, you say police is to shoot to kill. I beg to differ because from over the years we have been involved. I've been involved in fatal shootings over the years, and we're never out there to shoot to kill. I would prefer to say the saying would be shoot to defend your lives, because that's what police officers has been doing over the years. Shoot to defend our lives. If deadly force is used against you, then you use that force in return. And if a man or woman come to their death, then it is because of their own action. Because I believe that any attack on a police officer is an attack upon the state itself. Because if you as a gunman feel like you're going to take up your gun anytime and attack a policeman at any point during his tour of his duty or even after the tour of his duty, it's an attack upon the state for which you should be dealt with according to law, or you should be dealt with according to the force that you were using against the member of the state. So I am saying to Dr. Chang, it is all well and good when you say shoot to kill. But we police officers, we shoot to defend our lives, and we shoot to defend the lives of members of the public. Understand? So that's why Indecom is up on your, right now, you're in the crosshairs of Indecom, because they don't want police to shoot anybody. What they want is men to be shooting at police and police run away. And their sole intention is to devalue the police department, to demoralize the men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Force as it relates to the use of force. Because I can tell you this, any gunman who feel like he can attack a member of the police department, or even a gunman attacked me when I was serving, if you attack me, I am going to take the force necessary to put you down or to defend my life. Because that's what police have been doing, defending their lives. But it takes, what you need to understand, a shootout takes seconds to occur. And when that shootout is finished and somebody was killed, fatally shot in that shootout, then the Indecom or whosoever is investigating the shooting take not just seconds, but months, probably years, to determine if this policeman or if the shooting was justified to be murder or is it a legal shooting. They take months, years, days to do that. A decision that a policeman has to make within a few seconds that could save his life or the life of any member of the public, So when you talk about shoot to kill, Mr. Chang, what you need to do is to ensure that you put measures in place to defend these policemen when they have taken such actions. Because number one, once a policeman is involved in a shootout, the Indecom fly down like hawks, like drunk crows immediately. We are not given any time whatsoever to recuperate from the trauma that we have just passed through during that shootout. Mind you, any shootout that a policeman is involved in is trauma. He could have lost his life. And he's given no opportunity to recuperate from that trauma before the Indecom team is on top of him. They want a statement immediately. Now, when you talk about police, take for example the soldiers. When a member of the military is involved in a shootout, their lawyers intervene. And they have to be interviewed by their lawyers before they say anything to nobody else. But it is not so with the police department. So what you need to do now, Mr. Chang, is as soon as a policeman is involved in a shooting, that he is represented. That Indecom can't just come in and manhandle this policeman like that. And just come down and want a statement immediately. We need to have proper representation for members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, especially when it comes to fatal shooting or any shooting of any sort. I had fatal shooting before I was charged for murder. I've been charged for murder. I was even charged for a murder that there was no evidence. The matter went to the coroner's court. And the human rights group went to the coroner's court and instigated the coroner's court to charge me for murder. A murder where there was no evidence. The matter was sent before the court and thrown out. And yet when the matter was thrown out, the human rights group went further by attacking us on the media, saying that it was corruption why the matter was thrown out, even though there was no evidence of sort. This is what the human rights group do in Jamaica. They go around and they look at all the shooting files and they say, oh, Blake is involved in too much fatal shooting, so let's charge him for one. Because all of these shootings that Blake is involved in cannot be legal shootings. It's too much. That is what they're saying. But this is what they fail to understand, that when you're a frontline police officer and you go out there and I go to places where criminals are. I go to places where known gunmen are said to be. So if I patrol these areas on a daily basis, searching to find men with illegal firearms, I will come under gunfire. So if I do this 7 days a week, then out of that 7 days, possibilities are that I might come under shootout the 7 days. And possibilities are that I might involve in more than 2 or 3 fatal shootings for that given week. That is what all I'm saying to you. So saying that police should shoot to kill ministers is all well and good. But at the same time, you have to put measures in place to defend police officers whenever they are involved in fatal shootings. We have to find a way to curtail the Indecom department. They cannot just be allowed to do anything just like they're not controlled by any laws in the land. There should be protocols, or better protocols, as it relates to police and fatal shooting. The approach of Indecom when it comes to fatal shooting should have a different approach. You see, the thing is, the Indecom is approaching all fatal shootings as murders. They are approaching the whole fatal shooting as if, yes, the policeman is guilty of murder from the start, that we went out to murder people. That is how Indecom is approaching the whole thing. That's why it's not called fatal shooting by them anymore. It's now called police murders. Not police shootings, police murders. Mr. Chang, I am behind you 100%. I support you 100%. But you cannot just say that without putting the proper measures in place to defend a policeman whenever he's involved in a fatal shooting. The whole approach has to be different. What about the after effect? What about the trauma? This policeman needs to be counseled, and that needs to be also arranged. Because killing somebody is not an easy thing. It takes a psychological effect on your mind, killing somebody. Not everybody, but on most police officers it does. So therefore you have to put things in place to deal with the after effect of a shooting. Deal with the after effect of a fatal shooting when a policeman kills somebody in the line of duty. The Indecom department needs to be curtailed as it relates to that. They need to have a different approach. They need to be controlled as it relates to that. Because I believe that when a policeman involved in a fatal shooting, somebody dies, then he is not in the frame of mind to give a statement immediately. And that is what Indecom is doing right now. They want a statement immediately. So those things has to be changed. There should be protocols, rules that Indecom needs to follow. And as far as I'm concerned, Indecom is not following any rules right now. They just assume that every police shooting is a murder. Oh, I strongly believe that if a boy, a gunman out there, feel that he's so poised enough to take on the security forces of this country, to take on the state of Jamaica, then he and his family should suffer the repercussions. Because I believe that if you take on police, you're dead. And I believe that, gunmen in Jamaica, we are taking it too easy on them. So I believe that, this shoot to kill thing, is real. And it's been going on for years anyway. Because a boy now fire shot off and fire shot for killing back. Because that is deadly force. So once deadly force is used, then the only result of deadly force is death. Because if a man pull him gun at a police officer, that is deadly force. He wants to kill that police officer. So the police officer have all right to use deadly force in return. So that has been going on a long time, Minister. So when you saying that no, you're just acknowledging the fact that, listen, these men need to be met with the same force that they are coming with. Now, when you say that, Minister, I need you to look around you, Look around you. You're not only in the crosshairs of, you will not be only in the crosshairs of the Indecom or the human rights groups in Jamaica, but you will also be in the crosshairs of your own colleagues. Look around, look, watch your back, watch your right, watch your left, watch your front, watch people face. Because trust me, not all of them are in agreement with the speech that you made. Because they have their cronies. They have people that are lining their pockets. They are benefiting from crime and violence in this country. And we must admit that crime and violence pays, but who benefits? It's people in your position who benefits. The hierarchy of the Jamaica Constabulary Force benefits. Everybody's getting rich from crime. That's why crime is a major thing in Jamaica. So you saying this now, you have put yourself in a hot seat. So for once, Minister, I think you're in the same seat as police officers who are involved in fatal shootings. You better be careful, Income charge you for just instigating that police should shoot to kill. We shoot to defend, Minister. Be careful of your speech. I understand your overzealousness. I understand that for once, a politician finally has reached the level and have come to the conclusion that these gunmen need to be killed or need to get the same force that they are affecting other people with, the citizens of Jamaica with. We see the murder rate in Jamaica, and it is not stopping, it's escalating. We see the police killings in Jamaica, it is escalating. Boy ain't afraid to kill police in a Jamaica. A boy if you know say if him kill a police in a Jamaica, he might get dead too. A boy if you know say if you take up your gun to shoot police, then you will be killed. And that is not the thing in Jamaica. No. These boys, these gunmen, they do not fear the police. They do not fear being killed. They do not fear going to prisons. Because guess what? They know that once their links is big and they're held with a firearm, they might be given a non-custodial sentence. Or the case might be thrown out of court. Or the policeman in the case might be influenced to sell the case so they walk scotch free. Like I said in my previous video, the same thing it come back to, When you charge a man for your gun, it depends on his links. Understand? I hope you people in Jamaica understand this. I hope fellow police officers, I know you know this, so I hope most of us understand this. Minister, kudos to you. I hope other ministers feels the same way that you feel about the crime situation in Jamaica. Because I know for you to come forward and say this has to take a whole lot, every nerve in your body. And now I am seeing a man who is fed up of the system, fed up of the criminal elements in Jamaica, fed up of the organized crime in Jamaica that exists amongst him, around him. Saying those words right now, Mr. Chang, you'll probably be sitting in the middle of a volcano right now, just ready to erupt. So now you need to add some bodyguard to your staff. Because trust me, you are beginning to fight against the very core of corruption in Jamaica. You're beginning to fight against $1 million business in Jamaica. if you decide to put your two hands up and ready to fight crime and ready to assist the police and ready to support the police in dealing with these criminals the way that they should be dealt with. Because one thing I can tell you, like Christopher Porter I'll always say on the Jamaica Young Police channel, gun boy, criminals should be dealt with according to law. There should be no hold back when it comes to criminals. There should be no hold back when it comes to these boys who are walking around and murdering women and children, old people, murdering police officers. They should be dealing with the full force of the law, my brother. So now, I think you have started a campaign, Mr. Chang. And I hope you finish that campaign. I hope you get support with your campaign right now. I hope you get the support with the turn that you have taken now, with the steps that you have taken, or the way that you want crime and violence to be suppressed in Jamaica. Because Jamaica's main problem right now is gun violence. And where does this gun violence come from? The gun violence comes from organized crime, turf control, drugs, guns dealing in Jamaica. That is what the organized crime, that is where our crime in Jamaica is coming from, especially murders. Murder for hire, murder for hate, murder for turf. That is how Jamaica is right now. And the murders are not going to stop in Jamaica unless we get rid of organized crime. And remember this, Mr. Chang, the organized crime exists around you, exists close to you. It's coming from offices like yours. So now you open your mouth and talk for the police. Learn this, you are now against the very core of organized crime in Jamaica. So you have to watch yourself. Probably next 2 weeks or so, you're probably no longer the minister that you are. You are taken down from office. They're not going to let it look so obvious. They probably ask you to resign in the interest of the public. And you will be coming under nothing but excessive pressure from the human rights group in Jamaica. And like I said before, you are now in the crosshairs of the most corrupted organization in Jamaica called Indecom, the supporter of criminal activities. That is what I call them. The supporter of gunmen. The anti-police organization in Jamaica is Indecom, and we know that. The very organization that does not want crime and violence to stop in Jamaica, who supports gunmen and supports gunmen killing people. Indecom is that type of organization. You see, the implementation of Indecom is to demoralize the members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And it is working, because a whole lot of police have retired and left the organization. A whole lot of police officers have dropped their hands and said to themselves, listen, it's all about me and my family. I don't care about the people of Jamaica anymore. I'm not going to risk my life for the people of Jamaica anymore. A whole lot of good police officers are now saying that, because nobody wants to be charged for murder. And when a policeman is charged for murder and placed on suspension, his health insurance is paused, his salary is paused, and then he's left to survive off nothing. His life is in danger out there. Sometimes his firearm is taken away from him, and if he does not have a licensed firearm, then he's in big trouble. His life is hanging in the balance, brother. And on that note, since we talk about suspension, let us bring up this point, Mr. Minister. This is a thing that you need to also look in, now that it would appear as if you're finally on the side of the police. When a policeman is charged and is placed on suspension, I do believe, sir, that the suspension should not last more than 3 months. Anything after 3 months, based off the investigation of what is going on when a policeman is charged in the line of his duty, especially for shooting, I believe that policeman should send back to work and should be properly paid, but should be taken off frontline duty and do cell duties or any other duty until the investigation is completed or until his case is finished. After all, the man was charged for something committed in his line of his duty. I won't even call any, I wouldn't say murder. This man was charged for in relation to a shooting that was committed in the line of his duty. So therefore, that man should be returned to work after 3 months and work off his duties off front line, still get his pay. Now, when a policeman involved in a shooting and is charged for murder, which is not even murder, because what is the evidence to prove murder? When it comes to police officers, we always seem to be straying from the evidence to prove murder. Because what is murder? It would appear as if these people don't know what is murder. Murder is when a person of sound mind and discretion takes the life of another person with malice aforethought. You hear that? Let me repeat that. With malice aforethought. Malice, malice. Most of the time when a policeman is involved in a fatal shooting and somebody is killed, where is the malice? Where is the malice? I will ask the question again. Where is the malice? And if one point is missing from an offense, then the offense is not the offense. So it is not murder if malice is missing. So how do you prove malice when a policeman goes out there and involved in a fatal shooting with a man he has never seen before and a man he has not known for all his life? Where is the malice? That is what I'm saying to you. But yet the policeman is charged for murder, when technically it is manslaughter. It's a fatal shooting. But the Indecom has changed the whole thing, talking about police shootings or fatal shootings are no longer fatal shootings or police shootings, but they are now murders. So a policeman is charged for murder right off the bat. So these are the things, Minister, that you need to put in place. So a man can be working same way based when the investigation is being carried out, because the shooting was done in his line of his duty. After 3 months, I think any police on suspension after that should be taken off suspension and just put on off frontline duty, pending the investigation or pending the court matters decision. But Indecom, they get a hard on from charging police for murder. You see, the Indecom's motto is to make the Jamaican people believe that every time that a policeman shoots a gunman, or every time a policeman kills somebody, it's murder. The police were acting with malice. That is what the Indecom department is trying to say to the people of Jamaica. You see what they are doing? They are trying to turn the people of Jamaica on the police officers in Jamaica. They are trying to turn away the people from the police department in Jamaica. They are trying to say that the police is going out there and murdering people. That is what Indecom is saying. That is the reason why as soon as you make your speech, Minister, about police should shoot to kill, the Indecom is on top of you right away. You are in their crosshairs right away. Right now, they're about to bust their guns on you. Because what you have done, you have committed treason against the very core of organized crime in Jamaica. You have committed treason against the Indecom department, who views all police shooting as murders, that policemen are going out there to just kill people. And that is the message that they are sending to the people of Jamaica. Mark you, based off my experience, most of the time a fatal shooting happens, you have 100 people come out on the street and they demonstrate and they block the road and they tell a whole lot of stories. And I'm sure that if the Indecom collects statements from all of these people individually without people concocting any stories, then they will find out that everybody who claims that they see something is telling a different story. But is the Indecom department doing this? It would appear as if they are the ones setting up the stories for these people, making the cases, making the statements go together to say that, yes, everybody is saying this. Because I am telling you this, when a shooting happens, if you should take everybody at that instant as you go on the scene when they are demonstrating, say it's 100 people demonstrating, take all 100 people at that same time, or a matter of fact, ask them who want to give a statement and see how much of them come forward. Maybe the only persons who come forward is the family of the deceased man. And most of the time, they are not even there to see the shooting. So it's hearsay. So this is how Indecom is operating. They operating off hearsay. And every time that a shooting happens in any area, and there's a demonstration, and people are vexed, and people are uproaring, and people are saying police murder somebody, out of that scenario, a policeman is most likely to be charged. Because what they are doing is trying to satisfy the people's vengeance by charging the policeman, even when there is no evidence to prove the fact. Any investigation in relates to anything under police investigation should base solely of evidence behind a shadow of a doubt. That means if a crime is committed, that all the evidence, all the points to prove should be present before an arrest is made. For example, say you're going to charge a man for housebreaking. Remember, what is housebreaking? It has to be at certain time. Now, can you charge a man for housebreaking for breaking into a church? My answer to that, let me answer that. No. All right. They were committed at the same time, in the night. If a man breaks into a dwelling house where you live in your yard, in your house, and a man breaks inside here in the night and steals stuff, that is burglary, right? Yeah. All the evidence to prove burglary. Breaking and entering a dwelling house. If a man does the same thing to a church, break and enter a church, the offense is not burglary anymore. The offense is now sacrilege. Why? Because the building makes the difference. For it to be burglary, it has to be a dwelling house. For it to be sacrilege, it has to be a church. So that is what changed the evidence. Now, I say that to say this, that if a policeman is involved in a shooting, there is no malice involved in the shooting, so why would you charge a policeman for murder when there is no malice involved in the shooting? Because malice is one of the main points to prove murder. So why would you want to charge a policeman for murder in the line of his duties when there is no malice there? So that is what has been going on from years and years and years. Policemen are being charged for murders without all the ingredients. It's like you're cooking ackee and saltfish, and you cook the ackee and saltfish, and guess what? No saltfish not in it. That is not ackee and saltfish. That is just saltfish. It's no longer the national dish. It's just nothing. So if a policeman goes out there and is involved in a fatal shooting, how can you charge a policeman for murder where there was no malice, a forethought? So technically it's nothing. You're only giving the policeman a run for money. That's why most of the times when policemen are charged for murder, the case is being drawn out for years, and the only thing happens, it's been drawn out for years until the policeman gets away from these charges. But the only thing happens is that this policeman's character is damaged. This policeman's family is damaged. This policeman will go through a whole lot of financial distresses, being on suspension for 5, 6, 7 years without pay, without health insurance. His family is being torn apart. And apart from the repercussions of the fatal shooting that has put this man's mind in a certain position where psychologically he's affected by that and he needs counseling, you have added on to that now the financial pressures of the world, which probably push this man to killing himself, or push this man to be a destruction to him and his family. That is all I'm saying to you. So, Minister, listen, your gesture is good, your wording is wrong. I support what you mean by it, because I know you don't mean killing people like that. I know you mean it in the same sense that if you use deadly force against a policeman, then a policeman should use deadly force against you. So in other words, you are saying if you try to kill a policeman will kill you back. And nothing is wrong with that, because if you try to kill a police, then the police should kill you back, because that is the same kind of force that you use. You try to kill him, so he should kill you in return, which is self-defense. Because nobody no one dead. If a policeman tell you don't move, police don't move and point his gun in your direction, and you reach for your waist, he has all rights in the world to give you a gunshot. Because trust me, I now wait to see where you come up out of your waist with. Because if I tell you, if I give you clear instruction, police don't move, especially in the night, and you reach for your waist, brother, you're going to get gunshot. Because I am not going to wait until you shoot me before I shoot you. My life matters. I left my family at home. Sorry. And I want to go back home to my family at the end of the day. I mean, now come out the road and make a boy take my 3 points like that by trying to play angel or trying to play God. No. You reach for your waist, you're going to get gunshot. Because that is the law. Policeman give you instructions not to move. And you reach for your waist, brother. What are you going for? I'm not going to wait until you come up and shoot me first. A policeman that I trained with came to his death in the same fashion. When the JUTC bus just started, he was on a bus working. I can remember clearly. And the boy was robbing the bus. And the policeman was like, police don't move. By the time he said police don't move, the boy reached for him gun, and guess what? Boy shot him shot the boy. Both of them died. Now, if he had stood his ground, if that policeman had stood his ground and ensured that this boy get gunshot before he managed to come up with whatsoever him reach in his waist for, the policeman would have been alive today. He might have been charged. You see the thing said? He might have been charged for murder, saying that he murdered the man, even though the firearm was recovered. But he would have been charged for murder. In any case, maybe. It exists. But guess what? The policeman said police. Man reached him, waist, policeman not pull on fire yet. Policeman wait until this guy shot him. Then he shot back this guy. And both of them died. So his policeman lost his life because he was not aggressive enough. Because once you tell a man for don't move and he reach him waist, you're a gunshot up a long time and shoot people. You understand me? Like I said, he probably would have been charged for murder. But you would have been alive. Because you have to defend your life. Your life comes first as a policeman out there. And the citizens in Jamaica that you are protecting, their lives also comes first or second before yours. Because you have your family to go back to. And this is the other thing, you know. Most policemen nowadays are afraid to shoot people. They are afraid to shoot people. Because they are thinking about Indecom, what's going to happen. They don't want to get charged. Because if you get charged, you go on suspension. You don't have no money. You suffer like dog out there. That is what most police are thinking about these days before they even shoot somebody. That is what is happening. And that is demoralization. So the police department is demoralized as it relates to fatal shooting. It demoralized as it relates to using force out there on the streets. So they prefer not to go out there. They prefer to save their own lives by staying in the stations, play domino or whatever. But you still have police officers who are out there regardless of what Indecom is saying, regardless of Indecom stand on the whole subject of fatal shooting and doing their jobs. And I was one of those. And if I was still in Jamaica serving, I would still be one of those. Because listen, I am not scared of Indecom, no way, no time, not ever. I'm not going to let Indecom cause me not to do my job. I would never let Indecom cause me not to gunshot a boy who try to gunshot me. So, Mr. Chang, you have made a good point. You have finally found yourself on the right side of the law. You have found yourself on the side of the law that is supporting the police. And this is what needs to happen. More ministers needs to come forward and start supporting the police. Because listen, my brethren, the police force in any country is the heart of any country. Because we are the ones who suppresses crime. We should be given all the tools necessary to fight crime. We should be given all measures put in place that when a policeman goes out there and does his job, that he's protected. He's defended. The Federation is not doing anything to defend the police. The Federation is not coming forward and saying these are the measures need to put in place in case police officers are in fatal shootings. The Commissioner of Police is not even saying that. Nobody now shoot up for him because he not shoot nobody. He has never been in a shootout. Most of these officers in Jamaica has never been in a shootout. The Indecom people has never been in a shootout. So they, like I was saying, the Indecom police, the Indecom investigators have never been in a shootout. Said they don't know the first thing about a shootout. They don't know the repercussions. They don't know the psychological effect of killing someone. They don't know that. So they are operating ignorant to the whole matter. And Mr. Chang, I'm also backing you in your support. And thanks for your support. Finally, a minister has come forward to support the police in their actions. Because them boy in Jamaica, where kill people left, right and center, them forget gunshot. Them forget gunshot. We know if we have no mercy on them. Jamaica does not have a death penalty. We need to have. The commissioner has come forward and talk about more stringent measures, revamping the Firearm Act to make people get more years in prison. But like I said in my previous video, that depended on the prisoner and the links that the prisoner has. But brother, you up in the time served for firearm recovered can't now stop nothing. Not going to stop nothing. So that measure is not going to stop anything whatsoever. You understand me? Gun boy only know one thing: gunshot. A gunshot alone work for them. Gunshot alone. They must fear the police. A boy, if he knows when the police are come for him, he might be dead if him try to kill the police. That's what these criminals on the street need to understand, that police now ease up, and police not afraid of them, and police now watch Indecom. But you see, they use the Indecom thing as a shield. They say, oh, boy, I'm going to shoot him, man. I idiot them there. Yeah. But you still have police officers out there where, listen, you're going to get gunshot. Your 3 points will be taken away from you if you try at any time to attack any of these police officers. When you attack the state, it is a treason, that, and attacking a policeman on his lawful duty, trying to kill a policeman in his lawful duties and attack upon the state, it is treason. You should be put to death. Even if you get shot and you live, you feel hung, or you feel put on a firing squad. That is the type of thing, that is how we need to deal with these criminals in Jamaica. Because guess what? These criminals in Jamaica are ruthless and heartless. So the police department need to get ruthless and heartless when it comes to them. They understand that when them go there, if you go kill people and try attack police in the whole procedure, they will go get gunshot that the police is not backing. And they need to understand that the police is being supported by the Minister of National Security and by the Commissioner of Police and by even the Prime Minister. But not even talk about the Prime Minister right now, because he not do nothing like that. You understand? But here is one minister who has finally spoken some truth. Finally spoken some truth. I know you're in the crosshairs, Mr. Chang. But what you need to do, Mr. Chang, keep supporting the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Support the country. Jamaica is a criminal state. So, sir, you and your colleagues are the only one who can help the police department to change Jamaica from a criminal state to a police state. And creating Jamaica as a police state where criminals are under control and crime is under control will create a better socio-economic environment for the people of Jamaica, will create more jobs and will create more influx of tourists in Jamaica. We have to remember that right about now that Jamaica is ranked one of the most violent places on earth. And most countries are telling their citizens that do not visit Jamaica on vacation because you will be killed. So we need to change that narrative about Jamaica. And Mr. Chang, you can change that narrative. You're in the power to change that narrative. You can recruit others like you to change that narrative of Jamaica. Support the police, Mr. Chang. And if you support the police, you will find yourself in a Jamaica that has less crime than it has right now. So we're in the come attack. Back off of the minister. You don't act like you people are not Jamaican. Who you work for, Indecom? Who you guys work for? Is it certainly not the people of Jamaica? It's certainly not the police department. It's certainly not the Ministry of National Security. Who you work for? Certainly for the organized crime syndicates in Jamaica. Certainly for the gunmen, I see. Because the gunmen seem to have more rights than police officers in Jamaica. The gunmen seem to have more rights than innocent citizens in Jamaica. The gunmen seems to have more rights than the victims of rape and murders in Jamaica. Jamaica has reached a level where people are being decapitated. Hand and foot everywhere in a bag. The murders are getting so gruesome and so violent in Jamaica. And you know why is this so? Because the police hands and legs are tied. The police has no support. And once they have realized that the police has no support and the police can come take them out as they used to, then they are on a free roam. Free to do whatever they want in Jamaica, knowing that if any one of the syndicate is arrested because organized crime have such big links, any one of their soldiers is arrested, then they can just take up their phone, make a phone call, and that man is released. Police is paid off, that man is released. Or if the police is not collecting the money and send this man before the court, then they take the other step. They contact their politician links, and certain other links is made where that man is given a non-custodial sentence and gone back a road, gone murder people again. I am telling you that. So members of the public, people in Jamaica, it is time for you people to stand up and rise up and start supporting your police department. Do not care about the few corrupt police officers in the job, you know. Every organization in every country, every police department has corrupt police officers. Jamaica is just one of them. But the people of Jamaica, you need to start supporting your police. Open your eyes. Start back on the neighborhood watch thing. Find police that you can trust to give information to. Mr. Minister, you need to put measures in place, like crime stopping measures. Lines that people can call to give information. Those are in place already. But I think we need to invest in more of that. Invest in the police, man. Investing in the police department is investing in the future of Jamaica. Because if you are not investing in the police department, then you are destroying the future of Jamaica, which is the future for our children. And if our children doesn't have a future, then what will Jamaica be in the next few years? Thanks for listening again. And as usual, make your comments, criticize, positive or negative. Subscribe to my channel. And always remember, my name is EVON Blake, former Detective Corporal of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Very experienced in investigations. Very experienced in fatal shootings. I have been charged for murders. I've been charged for various amount of stuff by just doing my job. And still I did not care because I was serving the good people of Jamaica. Because listen to this, a good person will never do a wrong thing. Good citizens of a country will love and respect the police because they have nothing against the laws of the land. Criminals, however, and their associates, however, and their immediate families, not all of them, are always in support of illegal activities because they are benefiting from illegal activities. Ministers who are not supporting the police, once you see that, then you know they are syndicates of the various organized crime syndicates in Jamaica. For Jamaica to be a crime-free country, everybody has to get involved, not just the police. The ministers need to get involved. The citizens of Jamaica, you need to get involved. Like I said before, find a policeman you can trust. Believe in the police. By believing in the police, then you believe in a great future for Jamaica. A crime-free future for Jamaica. No country will ever be crime-free. But a reduced crime problem in Jamaica, especially murders. Mothers are bawling every day. Fathers, children, because of these groups, these unnecessary, ruthless murders sometimes. A boy just feeling can just walk out with a gun and just kill whosoever he wants to kill. Woman, children, old people, police. That is how Jamaica is. The criminals in Jamaica are very brazen. They have no fear. They have no respect for law. And they have no respect for the police department. And the reason why they don't have any respect for the police department or the law is because they are being supported by the various human rights groups in Jamaica, and they are being supported by the Indecom department, who sees it fit at all times to believe that policemen are unscrupulous, or all policemen are trying to murder people, and who believes that these gunmen deserves better justice than get gunshot. Indecom will never change their belief because they have a plan, and the part of their plan is to destroy Jamaica and to make Jamaica a criminal paradise. Jamaica is a criminal state. We, the people in Jamaica, both police officers serving and ex-police officers, we need to help Jamaica to be a criminal, not a criminal paradise, but the paradise that Jamaica truly is. The land of wood and water, the land where we have the most beautiful beaches and the best food, best spices. We need to go back to the time when Jamaica was lionized among hundreds of other countries. You know how much place I go and people say, where you from? And I say Jamaica. I say, oh my God, Jamaica, I want to go there. But I'm told that the violence and the crime that comes afterwards, that is the words being spread about Jamaica. So until next time, welcome to Poetry and Police. Like I said before, I'm EVON Blake, former Detective Corporal of Police. And when I speak to the people of Jamaica, my opinions are based on my beliefs and my experience as a policeman. I do not come on my channel to spread propaganda. I do not come to tell my subscribers lies, my followers lies, and the people of Jamaica any lies. And most importantly, I didn't come on my channel to tell myself any lies. So until next time, I'm signing off.